AI isn't coming for your job. It's coming for your workflow, and it's about damn time. I know that sounds harsh, but if you've been in marketing for more than 5 years, you know what I'm talking about. We've been running the same playbook for a decade. We just keep adding more tools to it and wondering why nothing gets easier. Today, I'm not here to sell you AI. The fact that you're here on this event puts you way far ahead of everyone else. But I am here to show you why your playbook doesn't work anymore and what to do about it. Hi, I'm Marc Sirkin, former CEO of Third Door Media, the company behind brands like Martech and Search Engine Land. I'm founder of a consulting firm and a host of a podcast called Playbook Broken about what to do when your playbook stops working, which is happening a lot these days. I spent time at Microsoft, PwC, and 10 years at the world's largest nonprofits. During COVID, my team pivoted our in-person conferences to virtual in weeks and not months. We built and launched AI products in days, and I helped sell Third Door Media to a company called SEMrush last year. I've shipped and am shipping AI at scale. So when I say your playbook is broken, it's not theory, it comes from experience. Look at this mess. This is the Martech map. Tens of thousands of tools, thanks to Scott Brinker, Chief Martech, and his obsession with tiny little logos. The average marketer uses 12 to 20 of these and only leverages a third of their capacity. We're paying triple for the software we actually use. But here's the real problem. We keep buying tools instead of building systems. We don't experiment anymore. We just stack. We've automated execution and we've killed curiosity. And that's why we're stuck. So let me ask you, when's the last time you actually changed how you work, not just added another tool? Most of us are running playbooks written for 2015 buyers with 2025 tools. This is what we were taught. Build personas, map the funnel, optimize for MQLs, score leads, nurture, convert, retain, expand. But this is what we're actually dealing with. Buyers are on 47 channels all at the same time. They're asking ChatGPT for recommendations. They're consuming content we don't even know exists. And the funnel, it's a choose your own adventure book. That's why nothing compounds anymore. We're using a map from a decade ago to navigate a world that's nearly unrecognizable. AI didn't break marketing, but it did expose how fragile it already was. If a workflow collapses under the moment you try to automate it, it was already broken. You just didn't notice because you're too busy manually holding it together with duct tape. So the question isn't, will AI replace me? The question is, am I doing work that should have been automated 5 years ago? And if the answer is yes, well, good, because that means you can finally stop doing it. Let me tell you when I figured this out. About a year ago, we needed to improve our event email campaigns. This was for Martech. Then I fed the brief into an LLM, and it wrote a bunch of copy variants in 30 seconds and gave me a framework and a bunch of options that fit the intent of the message we were trying to communicate. Frankly, I was stunned. It beat my version, and by a lot. Nearly all of the copy was better than ours, minus the colons and the em dashes, of course. I wasn't mad though. I was weirdly thrilled because that's when I realized I'd been optimizing for the wrong thing. I wasn't trying to be the best copywriter anymore. I was trying to be the best systems builder. That's when I stopped optimizing and I truly started experimenting. And that shift from optimization to experimentation, frankly, it changed everything. And today, I'm replacing my playbook with an AI factory. Every workflow I touch now goes through this loop. Build, spot, test, and scale. Fast, cheap, real-world tests. This isn't a framework that you write down once and forget about. It's a living system. You run it every week. You learn, you iterate, you compound. And don't worry, if I can do this, so can you. It's simple to understand. Let me walk you through it. So this is the loop. First, you spot the friction in a process, in a project, or a person, whatever. Find the friction. You build something small to learn how you might remove some of that friction. You test it in QA, maybe even in production for a few hours, a few days, or a week. If it works, scale it and teach your team how to use it. If it doesn't, kill it, move on, build the next one. It's simple, it's repeatable, and it compounds one after another. I'm going to show you what this looks like in practice inside my own factory. It's stocked with multiple custom GPTs, gems, and projects, and tons of automations. Each one's built quickly and upgraded over time. Each one solves real friction. And best of all, many of these are running in production right now. Welcome to the one small part of the modern factory floor. Let me give you a quick tour. Copycrafter is a GPT that allows copy variants with frameworks in 30 seconds. Last week, I needed a new homepage for Sirkin.com, my new consulting firm. I fed it positioning and other information. It gave me back 8 options and multiple frameworks to consider. I picked one, shipped it, and done. The image builder builds on-brand visuals with no designer bottleneck. You need a LinkedIn post graphic? Describe it. It generates options and prompts for any image LLM using predefined color palettes, fonts, and even dimensions. It'll even create prompts for things like Sora or Veo 3. Prompt Architect. It's trained on every model I can get my hands on. Step-by-step wizard that generates sophisticated, framework-based prompts for anything I need. Text, videos, deep research, whatever. The GTM strategist. Go to market and demand gen in your pocket. Feed it a prospect's LinkedIn or website. It builds a research brief, identifies pain points, writes first-touch email, reverse engineers an ICP or a strategy. It even evaluates pricing. The co-CEO, my personal strategy sparring partner. When I'm stuck on a positioning problem, it asks me the hard questions that I don't want to answer. It forces clarity, forces thinking. Those are the GPTs. But as you look around the factory floor, it doesn't stop there. The rest of the floor is being automated. Newsletter processor, for example. Automated content curation and assembly. In Gmail, I tag all the newsletters I'm subscribed to. Then every morning, Zapier fetches the content, sends it through a prompt, and slacks me a summary with reading recommendations, suggestions of what to keep subscribed to and what to unsubscribe from. Or the SDR bot, automated research and personalization. When new content is posted on martech.org, an automation runs that pulls content directly from the website, it parses it, and searches for potential sponsors. When it finds something, it slacks the sales team so they know who to reach out to. And this is where it gets really interesting. When you combine GPTs with automation, you get things like agents. And let me tell you what I mean, because that word is a little bit tricky. Sales calls transcribed automatically, synced to a CRM. Insights delivered to your team in real time. No manual notes, no missed follow-ups. Or voice of customer podcasts, generated daily. Pulls from support tickets, social media, and customer conversations, auto-delivered to stakeholders who can act immediately. Each one solves a friction, each one compounds on the next. So let's get an up-close look at Copyline Crafter just as one example to walk through so you can see it in action, and then I'll peel back the onion so you can see how it's built. And first of all, let me apologize to the Digital Cut team and Penji. I did use them as an example, but I think it's all good. So I took a screenshot of the event website, the above the fold only, and I asked it to evaluate and help improve the copy. The demo here for the purposes of today is static, but just imagine this is a single chat in ChatGPT. So with the screenshot and the prompt, GPT hands me back a summary along with a framework evaluation and problems it spotted. Copyline Crafter is trained on multiple frameworks and taught to identify and match patterns and goals to help optimize the copy or whatever your goal might be. It shows me what other frameworks might work given the goal to improve the event landing page or whatever copy I'm working on. It also gives me recommended sample rewrites so I can start thinking about what I want to do. And here you can see before, after, and bridge examples. It also gives me an evaluation summary with scores to help me identify critical areas to focus on first. Here you can see with the red arrows pointing at a couple of those. But again, kind of outlines all the different pieces you need to look at. Last and not least is the TLDR and next steps. And as a working GPT, I can actually feed it now more copy. I can feed it other websites. I can feed it pages, landing pages, emails, whatever I want to continue to refine the text. Or I can go a step further and I can have a conversation directly with other GPTs I've built or ones I found around the conversation. For example, I can pass this conversation to my GTM strategist for some more perspective, or to my co-CEO for additional context. That's spot, build, test, and scale in action. The whole cycle takes hours, not a month. Now let me tell you what makes all of this possible. Take a look at what's behind this custom GPT. And by the way, this is similar for Google Gems, or Cloud Projects, or any of the other tools that you might be using. What you're looking at is the builder interface. 3 sections I want to point out that matter the most. First, instructions. This is where you tell the GPT what it does and how to behave. Here's the key. Don't write this from scratch. Describe what you want, let the LLM write instructions for you. For example, I told ChatGPT, you're a brand voice editor. Check my writing for consistency. It wrote the instructions in a few seconds. This is probably the 10th version of this GPT. I keep evolving it, and it continues to get better. Most recently, I added a rubric and a set of questions. It's basically a wizard now, walking me through each key element that I care about, from voice to context, even what channel I want to post to, LinkedIn or Twitter or X or whatever, and more. The second piece we want to look at is the conversation starters, kind of in the middle. Pre-built prompts that kick things off. These are helpful when you share the GPT with your team or with other people that you're collaborating with. This way they don't have to guess. For example, what are the key insights from this latest article, and paste the URL in and get insights back immediately. Third, maybe most important, this is where your files go. Anything you upload here helps direct and instruct your GPT. In this one, which is my personal writing assistant, for example, I've uploaded all of my writing samples and style guides. The files are what make every GPT 10x smarter. Without them, you get generic responses. With them, you get your AI that knows your business. Now let's talk about what actually goes in those files. Most people build GPTs with just instructions. That's why their outputs can feel generic or weak. Markdown files fix that in an instant. They give your AI a portable memory, your ICP, your positioning, your processes, brand guidelines, your voice, SOPs, frameworks, anything inside the DNA of your organization you want to put in here. You feed these files in. Those instructions are injected into the outputs to deliver 10x better results instantly. Not kind of better, 10x better instantly. Trust me on this. Try it. It works. The best part is that you already know or have access to everything that you'll need. This is the fastest way to get more accurate, more aligned, more useful AI output without any training or coding. It's the key to ROI and the path to full automation and ultimately agents. And any LLM can help you create these immediately. You just have to ask. And here's what this looks like in practice. Without the files, I write homepage copy and it gives me generic output. Sounds like everyone else. With the files, I ask Copyline Crafter, hey, write me homepage copy. It is exactly how I would prompt it, but you get the point. It already knows my ICP as a mid-market B2B SaaS CMO under board pressure to show AI progress. It writes for them, not for a generic business. That's the difference. Context isn't optional, it's the whole game. And once you build these files, you don't rebuild them for every GPT. You attach the same 3 or 4 files to all your GPTs. Write once, use everywhere. That's how you compound. So where do you start? Before you build any GPTs, build these 3 Markdown files. 1, ICP definition, who you serve, what they care about, how they buy. 2, company description, your positioning, your voice, your offers. 3, process docs, how you do the thing, whatever the thing is you're trying to do, with examples. And let me tell you what I mean. Your ICP definition isn't just demographics. It's our buyer is a CMO, 200 to 500 person B2B SaaS company. They've been told by their board to do something with AI. They're drowning in tools but starving for systems. They don't want another dashboard. They want proof. Your company description isn't your about page. It's, we don't do theater. We ship pilots in weeks. We talk like operators, not consultants. We use short sentences, not M dashes, no buzzwords. Your process doc isn't a manual. It's, when we write copy, we start with the pain, not the solution. We use frameworks like AIDA or ACCA. We write 3 to 5 variants. We test 2, kill the rest. These aren't essays, they're reference files. Most are 200, maybe to 400 words. Takes an hour to write, and then you're done. Once you have these, every GPT you build starts 10 times smarter. Then you follow the loop. Spot friction. Build something. Test it with real-world use cases. If it works, scale it. If it doesn't, kill it, and move on to the next one. That's the factory. Not a framework you file away. A system you run every day, every hour. And don't worry, I'll share a QR code at the end where you can find the exact recipes for this. But let me keep going. Here's a quick guide to get you started. Step 1, open any LLM. Doesn't matter which one. Ask it, help me write an ICP definition for my company and answer its questions until you're done. Step 2, same thing for company description. Help me document my company's positioning and voice. Answer. Step 3, pick one workflow you hate. Email follow-ups, sales research, content briefs, posting on social media, anything like that. Ask, help me document this process with examples. Step 4, open the LLM of your choice. Click Create GPT or Gem or Project, doesn't matter. Give it a name. Write 3 sentences about what you want the thing to do. Upload your files. Test it with 3 real examples. If it works, you're done. If it doesn't, tweak the instructions and test again. Total time from 0 to 10x GPT, 2-3 hours max. Again, that's the factory, not someday, Monday. Here's what not to do. Don't write a 10-page strategy doc and attach it to your GPT. It won't read it. Keep your files under 1,000 words. Don't copy and paste your website's about page. That's marketing speak. Write how you actually talk. Don't skip the ICP because, quote, everybody knows our customer. They don't. And even if they do, the AI certainly doesn't. Don't wait for perfection. Write version 1 today. Refine it tomorrow. The goal is momentum, not polished documentation. I know we don't have time for Q&A in this, but here's some common questions I get whenever I talk about my factory. No, the 3 files will not stop hallucinations, so keep yourself or a human in the loop at all times. Read what these things are putting out carefully. On data security, use your company's approved LLM. Keep sensitive data out of the files. But most ICP, process docs, company information don't contain PII anyway, so don't really worry about it. Technical skills. If you can use Google Docs, you can build a GPT. There's no code. Fill in the blank. The LLM writes the instructions for you. All you have to do is use, validate, and improve it. I can't get my team to use AI, or maybe they're using it in secret. Start with yourself. Use it for a week. Don't tell anybody. Then show them the output. Let the results sell it, not you. All right. Let's bring this home. Playbooks end, but experiments compound. The marketers who win are not the ones who mastered the old playbook. They're the ones who build the next one every day, every week. Speaking of which, this presentation you've been watching, I built the code base in about 5 hours over the weekend as I created the content for this. How'd I do it? I used Codex and Claude. You want to know how? I opened ChatGPT and I said, hey, I'm doing a presentation and I was thinking, what if I was to build a live vibe-coded website as the presentation? Good idea, bad idea. I pasted in the abstract, along with the Playbook broken brand guidelines and the ICP for the event. After some back and forth, I said, give me the starter spec and I'll give it to Codex and get going. Yes? Yes. That is all it took. I created the GitHub repo and I let Codex get started. And listen, I'm not a coder. Everybody who knows me knows this. I'm a senior level executive with a marketing background. That's the factory in action, not theory, not case study from 2019. Right here, right now, you are looking at it. That is running code, and I'm going to give you the link to it in a minute. If it broke, I'd have learned something, but it didn't break, and so here we are. That's the loop. So here's my challenge. Force yourself to experiment. Pick one piece of friction. Build those Markdown files. Build your first GPT, or improve one that you've already built. Get started now, because the market doesn't care if you're ready. It's already moving. Okay, if you scan this, you're going to get access to the live website that we're looking at right now, and all of the code behind it. It's on a GitHub repository. It's public. You'll also get access to some of my favorite GPTs. Feel free to use them. Markdown file examples so you can build your ICP, your company description, all that good stuff. Access to my podcast, Playbook Broken. I hope you listen. Reach out if you want to chat, and thank you so much for having me.